BFTB. Best fight the best. Getting a little cold. Actually, it's not a little cold. It's a big cold. Take my ass home. Go to sleep. Get some meds and go to sleep. But I needed to address something. I was going to talk about it on my live, but shit, I don't even know if I'll be up for my live. But I've got a couple of videos. Actually, I got a shitload of videos that I'm making, that I'm in the process of making, and I haven't even finished them. But I wanted to address a few things. You know, I still got these guys in my comments. I still see these guys all over the place. You know, on two subjects I want to address. There's two subjects. One, Charlo. Alright? This is real simple. This is real simple. For all these people. All of these people saying, oh, Charlo was exposed. He was exposed. He's not that good. He isn't that good. See, he's a hype job. Okay, for you guys. You know, they're all like, he's not ready for Golovkin. He's not ready for Canelo. He ain't ready for those guys. He'll get destroyed. Right? So for you guys, if Charlo gets destroyed, then make the fucking fight. Golovkin, Canelo, don't believe you. You're out here all across these social media sites talking shit about how Charlo was exposed. Charlo this, Charlo that. You, listen, who the fuck are you trying to convince? Who are you trying to convince? You don't need to convince me. Go convince Canelo. Convince Golovkin. Convince them. They're the ones that gotta fucking fight this man. If Charlo was exposed, if Charlo is not that good, why the fuck are you telling me? I ain't fighting this man. I'm not getting in the ring with this killer. Go tell Golovkin. He's the one that ducked Charlo. He's the one that turned down the WBC mandated, the WBC ordered fight. The winner of that fight gets mandated for Canelo. He turned that down. Bub Lufkin turned that down. Don't come to me telling me shit. You don't gotta convince me nothing. Go convince Golovkin. Fuck are you telling me for? Oh, BFTB, you really think he can beat those guys? Come on now, BFTB. Did you see the Korobov fight? Come on, BFTB. Let's be realistic, BFTB. Charlo is not ready for Canelo and Golovkin. Okay, fine, so fucking fight him then. Why the fuck are you telling me? I'm not Canelo or fucking Charlo's manager. I mean, not Charlo, but Canelo or Golovkin. I'm not their manager. If Charlo is easy work, if Charlo was exposed, then fucking fight him. What's the problem? That should make it even easier for Golovkin or Canelo to fight the man. I don't understand you guys. You're running at me talking about, oh, yeah, well, it's a good thing that Golovkin didn't fight him. So you're saying it's a good thing Golovkin ducked him. Oh, it's a good thing for Charlo that Golovkin ducked him. Because Golovkin would have destroyed him. How you sound? You sound dumb as fuck. For real, you sound dumb as fuck. So it's a good thing for Charlo that Golovkin ducked him. Because Golovkin would have beat him. How stupid does that sound? That's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. So it's good for a fighter to be ducked by another fighter, because that fighter will beat him. Because that fighter that ducked him would have beat him. That's dumb as fuck. And that's why I don't fuck with y'all, man. That's why we don't relate. That's why there's always a debate. That's why you motherfuckers is too scared to get on a live with me. You hide behind your keyboard. You hide where you can't be confronted word for word. You know what I'm saying? You'll type in some shit and then dip off for a little bit and then jump back into the live when you think the fucking coast is clear. You won't get on a live with me and explain that bullshit on why it's okay for Bum Lufkin to duck a mandated fight for Canelo. And then they say the stupidest shit like, oh, well, you know, Golovkin's not worried about Charlo. Golovkin is obsessed with getting another Canelo fight. He's obsessed. But the WBC says if you fight Charlo and beat Charlo, you are the mandatory for Canelo. And this dude says, nope, I ain't fighting Charlo. I'll go a different route. But yet you guys come in here telling me, oh, it's a good thing because Charlo's not ready. The fuck, how stupid, how dumb do you fucking sound? If Charlo is not ready, then it is the easy route for Bum Lufkin to fucking get another Canelo shot. It's the easy route for Bum Lufkin. Because he can easily take his bum bitch ass, beat Charlo, and then be the mandatory to Canelo. What's the problem? What's the problem? You motherfuckers make up every excuse in the world. Every excuse. Oh, well, who did Canelo beat? I mean, who did Charlo beat? Look at Charlo's resume. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who cares about his resume? I don't give a fuck if he fought nothing but cab drivers his entire career. I don't care. He's the interim champion. And the WBC mandated Bum Lufkin to fight him for the mandatory shot and a chance at Canelo. If he's obsessed with fighting Canelo and the WBC gave him a route to Canelo and it's easy work for Golovkin, then what's the fucking problem? I will tell you the problem. It's not easy work. It's not. And Golovkin arguably gets beaten. That's why he doesn't want to fucking fight him. That's why he's making up every fucking excuse in the world to avoid this man. Oh, well, you know, what has he done? He hasn't deserved it. He hasn't earned his right. He's the WBC interim champion, not even just the mandatory. He's the interim champion. So he even gets a better split. And the man said he's willing to take a fucking B-side split. He's willing. Against Canelo. And Canelo ain't even doing that. So Canelo doesn't believe you motherfuckers neither. All you fucking weirdos talking about, oh, Canelo destroys him. Canelo destroys him. I don't believe you. And Canelo don't believe you. Because if Canelo did believe you, then when's the fucking fight? When is the fight? If Canelo believes you, if Canelo believe he destroys Charlo, then when is the fight? I never believe Canelo destroys Charlo. Never. I think it's a tough fight for both of them. And they could both win. It's a tough fight for both of those champions. They could both win. But the only one that wants that tough fight is Charlo. Canelo don't want it. And maybe Canelo does want it, but his team don't want it. Because I honestly don't think Canelo's scared of anybody. But his team don't want it. All you hear is Oscar De La Hoya talking about, oh, for everybody talking about the Charlo fight, please stop. Why? He's the interim champion. And he's in the fucking mandatory. Why stop? Because you think he's outclasses him? If he outclasses him, then fucking beat him. It isn't like he's in another division. You motherfuckers was talking about you'll fight Spence. And Spence is not even at 160. But yet you won't fight Charlo. Fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. And don't come in my comments talking about, oh, because Spence is a money fight. What the fuck does that matter? If Canelo is the money guy, period, then what the fuck does fighting Spence matter? The fuck out of here with that bullshit. And I'm going to be real brief on this next one. Well, as brief as the fuck I feel like being. Anthony Joshua is not the A side when it comes to fighting Wilder or Fury. He's not. He is the B side. And he will fight on their terms when they want the fight. Right now, they got unfinished business between themselves. And while they have unfinished business between themselves, they are going to settle that unfinished business. And all you AJ dick riders and protectors, keep protecting. It ain't going to change shit. Keep talking about, oh, well, Wilder doesn't deserve a 50%. Your words mean nothing. Your words don't mean shit. They don't mean a fucking thing. Eddie Hearn can say, oh, come on now. Come on, we got to be realistic. Shout out to Blue Blood for doing that interview. Oh, he's got to be realistic. It's not a 50-50 fight. He ain't getting 50-50. Well, fuck off then. Get the fuck out of here. Take your bitch ass back to the UK and fight Dillian White like you was going to do anyway. Why are you here? Talking about, we're desperate. We really want to make the fight. Just talk to me. We got to negotiate. But then, he ain't getting 50-50. Fuck you then. I got the If I'm Deontay Wilder and I got a WBC title, I am telling you my terms. If you are not willing to go on my terms, if you ain't willing to negotiate, if you're not willing to negotiate my terms, then get the fuck out of here. What are you talking to me for? What do you want to talk to me about? All you AJ fan bitches, you AJ dick riders. If Hearn is not willing to negotiate Deontay Wilder's terms, then what the fuck is he want to talk about? What? A flat fee? 35%? 25%? 28 million? Deontay Wilder don't want none of that. 50-50 or fuck off. What are you not getting besides pussy and respect? What? What the fuck are you not understanding? Eddie Hearn don't run shit. Fuck Anthony Joshua and his 19 belts. That don't mean shit. Because all you motherfuckers, oh, he's got 5 belts. He's got 9 belts. He's got 3 belts. The IBO belt ain't shit. The IBO belt is a minor title. It don't mean nothing. You fucking bozos. The IBO belt is a minor belt. It does not equal up to undisputed. This motherfucker's talking about he knows history. But I don't know I don't know what the lineal is. Then you don't know history. The lineal belt is the first belt. John L. Sullivan never had the WBC title or the WBA title. John L. Sullivan is the recognized first heavyweight champion of the world. What was he? You fucking dumbasses. What was he? What was Jack Johnson? What was he? He damn sure wasn't the WBC champion or the WBA champion. He was the lineal champion. So you're going to say Jack Johnson wasn't the heavyweight champion of the world? Is that what we're going to say? Is that what you stupid motherfuckers are going to say? Is that what you're going to say? Huh? Is that what we're going to do now? Is that what we're doing? Is that how you guys are going to try to cover up and fucking protect this fucking coward? This moist coward. Oh, I don't know what the lineal title is. Oh, but I want to give all respect. I want to give respect to all the greats. But I don't know what the lineal title is. I know what the IBO belt is. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You can't be fucking serious. You guys cannot be fucking serious. You have the audacity, the nerve to talk about you know history. And you want to give respect to the greats. But you don't know what the lineal title is. Shame on you, Anthony Joshua. Shame on you. Shame on your fucking dick riding fan bitch fans. Shame on the LTNK. Shame. Shame. Discredit Gene Tunney, Jack Johnson, You know what I'm saying? All these legends discrediting these dudes. John L. Sullivan, discredit this dude. Just straight discrediting. So if the lineal title is not a belt, then what belt did they have? I want to know. I want to know if the lineal title is not a real belt, then what belt did John L. Sullivan and Jack Johnson have? What belt did Max Baer have? Shit, actually, the WBC might have been, the WBA might have been out at that time with Max Baer ass. It might have been out at that time. Shit. Damn sure wasn't out with Sullivan, for sure. Damn sure wasn't out with Jack Johnson. But you motherfuckers say lineal doesn't matter. Lineal's not a real belt. Fine. If lineal is not a real belt, then you tell me when Jack Johnson held the IBO title. I want to know. I want to know when Jack Johnson held the WBC, WBA, IBF, and IBO title. I want to know. All you fucking idiots in my comments, commenting on everything I do. The lineal is not real. The lineal is not a real belt. Okay, I will ask you one question. Was Jack Johnson the heavyweight champion of the world? And if he was, then what belt did he fucking have? What belt? What belt did Jack Johnson have? What belt? You guys are fucking pathetic. You're absolutely you're a disgrace to boxing. You are a fucking disgrace. You know what the IBO belt. You claim the IBO is a real belt without even looking it up. The IBO is just as much of a belt as the IBA belt. The IBO is just as much of a belt as the NABF belt. The IBO is just as much of a belt as the WBC Silver or the WBO Intercontinental belt or the WBA Regular. They don't mean shit when it comes to undisputed. And undisputed is what matters. Is what Crawford was. It's what Usyk is. You know what I'm saying? It's what B-Hop was. They had all the belts. Jermaine Taylor, all the belts. All of them. Zab Judah, all of them. Evander Holyfield, all of them. Now Lennox Lewis was undisputed too, but WBO wasn't considered a fucking a major belt at that time. So if you don't understand history, if you don't know where you come from, then you cannot know where you're going. You can't. And this fucking clown, this hype job that says, "Oh, I don't know what the lineal belt is. I don't know what that is. But I want to pay homage to all the greats." It's a disgrace. If you don't know, if you want to pay homage to all the greats, then what was Jack Johnson? What belt did Jack Johnson hold? What belt? Did Jack Johnson hold the IBO, the IBF, the WBA, or the WBC? Which belt did Jack Johnson hold? Which one? Was Jack Johnson a real champion? And if Jack Johnson was the heavyweight champion of the world, what belt did Jack Johnson hold? Fucking disgrace. A disgrace. Deontay Wilder will get 50-50 to fight Anthony Joshua. And if he doesn't, then Anthony Joshua can fuck off back to the UK, fight Dillian White then for over and over and over again, fight Usyk over and over and over again, Maybe he can get a fight with fucking David Price and David Allen, and he can continue name dropping Deontay Wilder, using Deontay Wilder's name. But until he is realistic, until he is not delusional, the fight will never happen. Never. Until he treats Deontay Wilder like the champion he is, like he treated Charles Martin when he gave him 47%. Like he treated Vladimir Klitschko, who didn't even have a belt, and he got 50%. Like he treated Joseph Parker, who got 35%. You know what I'm saying? Like those. When he starts talking about how Deontay Wilder is a champion and deserves a champion split, when he starts talking like that, then we'll be discussing when the fight's going to be made. Until then, he will use Wilder's name like he's been using his entire fucking career. Just using Wilder's name, talking about, oh, I'm desperate for that fight. You're so desperate, but you're not willing to give 50-50. What does it matter if you give 50-50? What does it matter? What? What does it matter? In a $100 million fight, what does it matter? You're going to make more money than you've made in your career for any fight. What does it matter? Why is that such a fucking sticking point for this coward to not do? 50-50. If you knock the man out in 3 rounds, now you are undisputed. And you've made more money in one fight than you've made in your entire career, and you are undisputed. It's what you claim that you want. What's the fucking problem? 50-50 or fuck off. Stop using Deontay Wilder's name if you have no intentions on fighting him, because he told you what the fuck you need to do to make the fight happen, and he ain't talking to you no more unless you're realistic with negotiations. And clearly, if you're saying it ain't a 50-50 fight, then you're not realistic with negotiations. You've never done a pay-per-view in the US, so I don't care about your pay-per-views. They mean nothing to me. Nothing. We watched your fights on free TV. You have no pay-per-views in the US. So save it. You've never sold out shit in the US. Nothing. You've never fought in the US. Just last year, you were saying this fight has to be in the UK. And now all of a sudden this year, you're claiming you're so desperate. You're claiming you're so desperate that the fight can be in New York or Vegas. You're so desperate. But you're not desperate enough for 50-50 split. Fine. Well, sit your bitch ass in the corner until you're desperate enough for a 50-50 split. When you are desperate enough for the fight to be in the US and a 50-50 split, then it will happen. You ain't desperate enough. So since you are not desperate enough, sit your bitch ass in the corner. BFTB, shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.